This is Axaazaroth of Nuclearhammer, and you're listening to the Bunsen Burner podcast.
Woo!
There we are. We have started on episode.
There we are.
What number are we at? Is it 151?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Well, we do have Rob from Nuclearhammer here with us. We have.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome, brother.
Let's go through the clean feed nicknames. We've got Nuclearhammer, which is Paul. We've got Nuclearhammer 2, which is Rob. And Dan with Atomic Wrench.
Very clever once again.
And I just came in with Corn on Macabre. I don't know what possessed me to do that, but here we are.
Corn on Macabre. There you go.
Corn on Macabre. Slob on Fred's knob.
Yeah. So, what's going on, everyone?
Remember I told you about the lint rat, the infamous lint rat incident? I've been talking about it for like the past 3 episodes.
Yeah, my favorite arc.
Yeah, the lint rat. Rob doesn't know about this. I'll give you the quick rundown. So, lint from the dryer. It was on the floor in my kitchen. And my mom goes, "What's that, a dead rat?" And I go over there and I go, "Ma, look, it is a dead rat." And she starts screaming, running around the house. And I'm like, look, it's a big pile of lint. And she brought that up again, and she looked it up. She looked on Google. She goes, "What is a lint rat?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of curious too. I looked it up, and I found on Facebook somebody actually did like an arts and crafts thing where they made an actual lint rat with a tail and like whiskers and everything. I'm like, it's real. The lint rat, it exists. So how do you like that?
That's a thumbnail for you.
I'm concerned.
I'll find the picture on Facebook of the lint rat. I'll put it on there.
Lint rat supremacy.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
But what about you, Fredward?
Yeah, what are you doing on our Memorial Day?
Not a hell of a lot. I mean, I saw Japanese Sacrifice on Friday. They were amazing. Opening acts weren't really my thing, but Sacrifice were awesome.
I feel like a poser. I don't even know Sacrifice from Japan. I know they've been down here.
The logo looks the same.
A lot of people were pretending to know who they were, but I'd never heard of them. I never heard anybody talk about them before.
Okay, well, Crest of Black is one of the best like proto-black thrash albums from Japan. It's from '87. It's a bit later than some of the other ones, but it's amazing. But the next two, Total Steel and Tears, don't get much talk, but they're, in my opinion, almost as good. They're fantastic. I never spent a whole lot of time with Tears before, but I've been listening to it for the last few days because I picked up a copy one at the show, and it's awesome. I don't know why people don't talk about it. But Sacrifice, Quest of Black. If you haven't checked it out, you should. If you like Sabat or I think the one I compared them most to was, I don't know if you guys know Exterminio from Brazil.
Oh, yeah, that's the black and white one with the swastika on it, right? He's in the dungeon?
No, that's
What the hell is that?
Exterminator.
Damn it!
That's a fucking wicked album.
It is.
Fernando from Perversion wanted to sell me that years ago on vinyl for like a lot of money. I should have got it.
I can't believe I thought that was whatever the fuck Fred said. Exterminio.
Yeah, you just want an excuse to
Oh,
say
it's just Exterminator.
I just wanted an excuse to say swastika. Is that what you said, Paul?
Yeah.
I legitimately thought that's what he was talking about. I always mix up these band names. I don't know.
No, it's the one with the a guy at like a machine gun with you see the back of his helmet. I think he's on a boat or something. Blue logo.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, I know, it's a great album. Doesn't get
Hey, Hey Fred, where did that sacrifice show happen?
That was at the Garrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, and the openers there was a lot of like punk and like more maybe hardcore leaning bands. The only like metal band that really opened was Copperlith, and they're okay. I don't dislike them, but I wouldn't go out of the way for them either. But
Yeah, I haven't been to the
Sacrifice.
Garrison in a while. I remember seeing Revenge there a long time ago.
Oh, that must have been a while ago. I don't remember Revenge playing Toronto. When was that?
No, fuck, was it Revenge? Yeah, it was, because I remember talking to Jay Reed after, and Tim was there. Oh, it was years ago. Fuck, like it must have been six, maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah, well, okay. No, I've never seen Revenge. I'd like to. They must be good live.
Just go to Japan and see him.
Go to Japan.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy
Spend your
lineup.
life savings.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so no one here has heard Exterminio? Come on. Nobody?
Exterminio?
Yes.
I think I probably have.
Let me see. From Chile?
Brazil.
From Brazil. Let's see.
Yeah. They
Death
don't have,
metal
like,
or
the-
trash metal? It's probably the
Thrash.
trash metal one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They don't have
I
the
like,
same,
I like this chubby
savage,
guy on the band picture.
Yeah, I knew you would.
It looks kind of familiar. I don't know if I know this one.
It doesn't have like the same savage Belo Horizonte kind of sound. It's a bit more, I don't know, a bit more Megadeth, but still a bit more raucous. But no, good album.
Raucous
There's-
thrash is good.
Yeah, there's a track on there. I think it's 1964. Really good song. Solo at the end is amazing.
All right, I heard about 1 millisecond of it. It's the guitar tone sounds cool, so I'll give this a chance.
I mean, it's 80s Brazil. What's not to like?
Yeah, true.
I don't think I've heard an album from 80s Brazil that I don't like. Or that I do like. That I don't like. No, don't like. That's it. I've been up for a while. Leave me alone.
See, this past weekend I just went shooting out in the desert, so that was fun.
You shoot anybody?
Nice.
It's the targets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Went full Breaking Bad.
Yeah. And then finally got the Precipice booklet being worked on, so
By that guy.
yeah, by that guy. And he's also sending me the first Lust album. So that's gonna
Oh,
be,
Annihilation?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
He just has I had a copy of it, so I gotta ask if he has another one for Fred.
That
What was
thing
his-
He's a little
is
jelly.
in need of a fucking repress, man. Because it was Morningstar Records that put that out back in the day.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's like anywhere online, it's just like you can't even find
That
it.
guy-
So
That guy apparently went to jail, and that's why the label ended. I think if he would have stuck around, he probably maybe would have done a vinyl version or more stuff would have came out on that label.
The I mean, Paul, get ready to see a whole lot of dong on the booklet, but
That's
And the
cool.
back.
Paul likes dong.
Or the inside. No, the back.
everywhere.
Yeah, I have that CD.
I
Hard to
feel
find,
like
fuck.
Bernie has no interest in reissuing any of his stuff.
Nah, he just wants to bike.
That's pretty much all he does. Every day, man, he's just posting pics on IG of him on the trails. Yeah. Like every day. Like typical Instagrammer.
he's on.
I don't know if I don't think he's making any money off that shit, but like when I see people posting like literally every fucking day on social media, it's just like, oh my god. I just
Sometimes passion doesn't make money, man.
no.
Yeah, seriously.
Sometimes that's all the time.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I'm getting sick of posting on my account. I've got like zero energy to do it.
Just do
It's
a
fun for a
big
while.
story thing crying at everybody. You guys don't give me enough attention. Fuck you.
I don't care what I don't care what the attention is. Just like thinking of something to say about every album I have day after day. It's just like, oh my god.
Just
I
put
think Blazeworth Hall killed me. Like that's what did it for me.
Yeah, just put good. Bad.
Put album good.
Yeah. Or just do a rating. 7.
7.3.
Yeah, you won't know what it's out of, but it's a 7.
Yeah.
You can put good, okay, sucks.
This sucks.
I mean, if it sucks, I probably don't have it in my collection.
You know what? I think Bernard wouldn't be against getting all that stuff reissued, including the demos, if people offered to do it for him, right? Because there was that other label in the States that put out the 7-inch of the first demo, of the 97 demo. And
I can't believe no one's approached him to reissue these.
Well, yeah, you'd think Nuclear War Now would hop right on that. But
I mean, a lot of people like aren't into that fucking band, right? Like we're some of the few people that really appreciate it, but I mean, most people fucking, they can't get into it.
I feel like in our circles that name gets thrown around a lot, but maybe in other places people don't give a shit. I really don't know.
I think it's just because the three of us talk about him every freaking week.
No, but even outside, like Jubb and Terminus, they're all about it too.
Yeah.
Oh, and even the Bass Hooligan, they were talking about that the other day too.
Those guys know their shit, yeah. When I saw that in an episode on Pantheon, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna keep watching that.
yeah,
So I like what you guys do, because you guys cover all the bands that nobody else really does, like all the Edmonton stuff, Sacramento Abolishment, and all that. So it just randomly showed up and kept showing up in my feed. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I click on it. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? And then I hear Roman from Into Oblivion. I'm like, oh,
You
shit.
hear Roman going,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The Seth Rogen laugh.
the Seth Rogen laugh, right.
I would think this podcast wouldn't exist without Sacramento Abolishment. That's what goddamn.
No, that is so true. I hit up Fred because I'm like, I looked up hashtag Sacramento Abolishment. I was looking for somebody to like my band. I was like, hey, check this out. Sounds like this. And then Paul, he's like, dude, let's do a podcast. He's like, only if Fred will do it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay.
Fred stuck
Fred stuck around, crazy enough.
3 years.
Still here.
Yeah, Rob, I think the first time that we ever spoke, or at least communicated, was through a comment section, maybe. I think you were the original guy who did, what did you upload? The Distracting Stone.
AX6LC page, yeah.
I had seen your channel for a long time, and then I'm like, hey, wait, where'd it go?
Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. I turned on my computer one day and it was gone. It was fucking terminated. I couldn't believe it. And there was some weird stuff going on with the account, because when I tried to change, what was it, like the display picture, it sent me like a link to verify some shit, and it was really weird. Because I have like other YouTube accounts and it never did that, and I'm like, something is fucking wrong here. It keeps like flagging my shit, because some stuff I had like a bunch of stuff uploaded on there from like ages ago, like Pantheon and Necro Holocaust California,
Right.
Memories and Fire, that album.
Yeah.
And yeah. When that, I don't know if you guys probably remember when that fucking YouTube purge happened, when all those channels got removed. Like
It was
ago.
Steven Crowder's fault.
Yeah, well, luckily my channel didn't get removed then, but a lot of videos ended up getting flagged and hidden or whatever, that shadow, like the shadow ban,
Yeah.
a bunch of shit. And it was just like, what the fuck is this?
This channel did get removed during that purge, and then I'm like, YouTube, I'm like, come on, and they gave it back.
Oh, you had this channel since then?
I had it before then. I've
Yeah.
had this channel for like 17 years.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, no, because I didn't come across your stuff until I guess a year or two ago. So
No, we've only been doing this show for about what,
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, about
we're
3
we're on our third year at this point.
yeah, I was scrolling through the channel a couple times recently, and I keep finding like more episodes I got to listen to. Like you did one on Martyr on the album, like the Martyr from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, the fellow
there's,
from Void Ceremony wanted us to do that one.
Yeah, I listened to that one, and then there was a whole bunch of other shit, like the Frozen Shadows one, and just I keep finding random ones like the Megiddo. What was that? Luga Broom and Megiddo one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys fucking covered all that shit, man.
Yeah, Fred keeps our pulse in Canadian metal, always bringing up new stuff. So
Yeah.
I think me and Paul were ready to give up. We're like, there's no metal coming out. It's like we know everything, and then Fred comes along. We're like, oh wait, we don't know anything.
Don't have anything either.
Yeah, I don't have any physical fucking CDs.
Yeah, but
Well, compared to Freddy.
yeah, we got like a shelf together or something.
Mm-hmm.
But,
One of those Chinese shelves that's like it has paper on it over cardboard that looks like wood.
Yeah, you have a Billy bookcase full of CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then got all the files for the Carcinosi, demos. So we're gonna be putting that out after the Precipice one, and then we have that brutal death metal gore grind kind of split coming out too. Just got a lot in the.
What was
production
Death Metal
side.
guy's band called? Lard?
Dump?
Yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah.
You're not into that stuff, right? Oh, you Rob? Any brutal death metal kind of shit?
No, I like a lot of brutal death. Mostly stuff like Brodequin and Disgorge from Mexico. Those are kind of the obvious ones. There's more than that, but the really weird, obscure ones, I'm not really too familiar with a lot of that scene. Like, it's just kind of random stuff that I come across. If I like it, then I'll listen to it or I'll download it or whatever. But like not a whole lot. Like I mostly like my go-to shit is basically Brodequin, Mexican Disgorge, and some like old Devourment stuff here and there.
If you haven't explored the Colombian brutal death scene, that's pretty extreme stuff. Like
I actually have.
Blaze Inside. I was just listening to that yesterday. Pretty
There's that
crazy
one
stuff.
band with the insanely fucking long name that it's like it's completely unreadable. I
Are
I
you
have it
thinking of
somewhere
that band like
on my hard drive.
Paracock
Yeah,
or something?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think is that Colombian?
That's a Mexican gore grind.
Oh, okay, more Mexican shit. Yeah.
That band is fucking insane, dude. Like none of their like arrangements make any sense, but I really like it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I just
Oxidized
like stuff
Razor
that's
too.
chaotic.
Yeah, all that Colombian stuff is like probably the most chaotic in the brutal death metal sphere.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Carnal too. What is it called? Like Forever Blasphemy or whatever. That one's really. What the hell is that one called, Paul? Carnal from Colombia.
Yeah, they got
You know what I'm talking about? The one with the big demon on the church.
Yeah, it's all blue or purple or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, something blasphemy.
Do I know that one?
I imagine Fred probably wouldn't know that.
No, this doesn't look familiar. Cover's cool though. The cover's really black metal.
It is. I would implore Fred to get into that one because I feel like
True blasphemy.
True blasphemy. I feel like a lot of the brutal death stuff when it came to like Fred's taste in that was a little bit I don't know, maybe because you even said about Waking the Cadaver, you're like too wigger.
Oh, hey, that reminds me, another brutal death band I like that a lot of people don't. Bound and Gag.
I don't know that one.
You don't know?
No?
It has the baby
They're
on the
from-
cover.
from the
Oh,
US.
yeah, yes I do. It has the like baby with the bulging eyes on it, right?
I think so, yeah. I don't recall the album covers, but I used to listen to that quite a bit back in the day, and every time I would have it on, somebody, if anyone was around, they would tell me to fucking turn it off because they couldn't stand the vocals.
Okay.
No, the one that you guys introduced me to that actually we might have a guess on that one. I don't remember, but that I really liked was Orchidectomy. That was really good.
Yeah, they're good.
I think this will be the second time that a guest has picked something that I was going to get to eventually with Malicious Onslaught. I eventually was going to get to it. And Orchidectomy, same that Julian picked. I was going to get to it eventually, but
Right,
cool.
Julian,
We can knock it out.
Hey, Fred, do you remember Lapidate from here, from Toronto?
I do. Yep.
Yeah, that was Eric, adversarial drummer. That was his old band.
Oh no way.
Yeah. That was before he was in adversarial.
They're not still going, are they? Lapidate?
No. They're done.
No. Okay.
Well, you bring up adversarial. It's kind of funny. I think we were talking, Rob. You either knew or you had talked to the dude from the Haunting Presence, Nick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, I recorded a demo with him in like 2016, And then for the next couple years, he invited us out for his birthday. And I think on the second time we were out there, we were just hanging out in like a trailer in his driveway. And he was putting on some music. He's like, I'll show you a few current bands that are actually good. And that was the first time that I had heard Nuclearhammer. And it was, I think it was right about, or close to the time that the second album had come out, Serpentine Hermetic Lucifer. And I remember he played that first song, and he was doing the guitar riff. He's like, "Dude, check that out!" It was the riff that went down, 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 down. And I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy."
Yeah.
I think in that same sitting, he also showed us Adversarial as well.
Oh, props to him. Yeah. Yeah, he's a maniac. The last time I think I saw him in person was at in Cleveland at the Hell's Head Bash. I think it was.
Oh man, that was forever ago.
Yeah. It was. I can't remember if that was the second or third one, but he was going nuts. He was like taking shit off of his own merch table, like the last stuff he had sold or whatever he sold. There was like a bunch of stuff just sitting there, and he started taking like the empty boxes and just whipping them out at the crowd. And that guy, the guy who was doing security, the vocalist of Maharabe, I think it was him who grabbed Mick and he told him to stop or whatever. There was like a fucking scene or some shit. It was pretty funny. Yeah, like everybody kind of went nuts like the last night of that fest. It's pretty crazy. I think Archcoat were playing, and yeah. But yeah, Nick's cool. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I think Nick these days fancies himself like a Seth Putnam type or something.
I don't remember the first time I heard of Nuclearhammer, but I know the first time I saw you guys was opening for Inquisition. Back.
Oh yeah. Dude, I have
07 or something like that.
I have we have the footage from that show. It's not online. Like only we have
really?
like the. Yeah. I only have actually shit. I think the guy who filmed it ended up dying. He ended up fucking committing suicide. He was the bassist of Dead of Winter, Duncan.
Oh no way.
And yeah. So he filmed the entire thing, and I haven't looked through my fucking DVDs in a long time, but I think I might have the full set from that. Or maybe it's a different show from that same bar. But he had filmed like the entire thing, and then he was like doing all this editing, and we were supposed to get the footage from him, and then we found out that he fucking offed himself. So that was pretty fucked up. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Shit.
I don't know if this lines up time wise, but I think at that show I got the Existence of Abhorrence.
Existence of Abhorrence, yeah.
Does that line up? I don't know if that.
Yeah, it does, because that was 2007, 2008, like late 2007, early 2008, I think. Yeah.
Because I think I got that and Serpent's Malignancy around the same time, and I waited for Obliteration Ritual to come out. I think I eventually bought it off of Keegan at Skull Fucking Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Stuff. Yep. Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
I wound up with a copy of Tyrants of Cruelty as well.
Yeah. I kind of wish we never put out that demo. I kind of wish we waited until we knew what the fuck we were doing before we put that one out. And the nuclear rehearsals. I know some people will be like, no! But honestly, I wish we kind of waited and got better at what we were doing, and then maybe just put out. I mean, I'm pretty happy with Immortalized Hatred. I like that demo, just because it was straight off the floor, and it was all done live with just one microphone hanging in the middle of the room, and it was just drums and guitar. And a lot of people like that demo, but the other ones, it was just we were kind of rushing to get shit out because that stuff came out in mid to late 2006, and we pretty much started the band in 2005. So we were just fucking learning. We had just written the songs, and then we started rehearsing. So we were still kind of fucking learning our instruments, you know what I mean, and how all the gear works and all this shit. So yeah.
No, I think Tyrants of Cruelty it's definitely not your best work, But
No.
what?
Oh!
Yeah, Fred.
But what I will
God.
say is that
Obviously not. Obviously not.
But what it lacks in like experience, it makes up for with energy. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
I
So
thought
it
Fred
gives
was
it,
going to say charm.
You know what's
No,
funny? It's funny.
It does
It's
have
funny
its
you
charm
say
for that
that.
reason, right?
It's funny you say that because my memory of that recording was like being out of energy and losing just because, like fucking Decimator, the guy who was like the guitarist on that, we were having such a hard time like nailing those songs, and once we finally like nailed them, then the recording process was just brutal.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like you know what I mean. So I was just by the time I did the vocals at the end, I was like out of energy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but like it captures that like young and hungry kind of sound that a lot of bands have at their
that's
offset.
true.
Whereas
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so like again from a songwriting perspective, maybe it's definitely not on the level of like Serpentine, but it's
No,
the energy behind it like gives it that chaotic vibe that's really fun. What the hell happened to Decimator anyways? I remember seeing him. Wow,
me
I
and
think
him,
he's on
he left the band
Obliteration,
after
right?
Obliteration. Yeah, me and him had a falling out. So yeah, we just kind of went our own way, went our own ways after that, and that was it. And then I had already recruited Will to play guitar, so we started out as a two-piece, went to being a three-piece, and then went back to a two-piece when he left. And that was already after Obliteration was out. And then we got Abysseus to come in on bass after that, and then we did Frozen Misery and all the other stuff.
Frozen Misery was a good EP. I feel like a lot of the attention around that time went to Serpentine, but Frozen Misery is wild.
Yeah, well, Serpentine. See, the thing is, like that was like a whole different writing process. Obliteration up until like Frozen Misery, all of that stuff before Serpentine was like still the old grimy war metal stuff that we were doing. But then when we started doing Serpentine, it was we were on some other shit at that point, and we weren't writing. We weren't influenced by the same kind of stuff anymore. We were going in a different direction, and it was sort of like an unconscious affair of how all of that came together, because we were kind of like writing different things and not realizing how different it was from the old stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, people love that album the most. So, but honestly, I think the new shit we have coming up is gonna blow it out of the water. It's just taking fucking forever.
Serpentine's my favorite. I could be wrong, but I think Dan prefers Obliteration.
Yeah, I remember him saying that on a previous show.
Honestly, it might be about equal. I like them both for what they are. The first one. What were you guys influenced by there? Just kind of like war metal in general, because our friend said it sounded like a continuation of like Vaughn or something.
A lot of people made the Vaughn comparison.
Yeah,
Vaughn has always been an influence. But I mean, some people, you know what? One guy compared that album to Infestor from the Depths.
That's actually interesting. That's actually interesting.
Really surprising. Yeah,
because it does have the weird, grimy kind of feel to it. Like the way it's produced is very strange. The drums sound very alien. It's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what the hell we were like listening to a lot of back then. I think a lot of Titan Blood and a lot of man, I couldn't even fucking tell you. Just a lot of different shit. But yeah, it was definitely still we still had that old sound on that record. Yeah, but the Infestor comparison was interesting, and there's actually a funny story behind this. So I found this review on Metal Archives, and this guy gave the album like a 0, and he wrote the most horrible review about it. He said it was like utter garbage, it was shit. But the one good thing he said was that the drumming was decent, and he compared it to like Blasphemy and Infestor, and I was like, okay, that's good enough. But the rest of the review is just fucking horrible. And another thing, I looked at the guy's profile, and it turns out the guy was like some fucking weirdo, like furry or some shit. Like he had links on his profile that led to some fucking gay shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well,
So
dude,
there's like furries reviewing our shit.
Isn't that the way it always goes? People are talking shit,
Yeah.
and then you click on their profile and you go, "This fucking guy, really?"
Exactly.
Every time.
Every time, man. Every single time. Yeah, I like the Infester comparison though, because like that album is killer. I've always loved that album, so that was kind of surprising. But a lot of people just fucking pigeonhole us into like the war metal shit, and always comparing us to Blasphemy and all this. And when Serpentine came out, I was really happy to hear some other takes and other opinions on our music besides just like lumping it into war metal. But then even after that, everyone's putting us into the war metal category when it's like so obviously not just war metal. There's other shit going on. There's other influences. There's a lot of like traditional black metal influences, old school death metal influences, like early '90s death metal. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of shit going on, but a lot of people just dump it into the war metal category because I guess that's where it gets brought up in conversation.
Well, I mean, you guys do have the aesthetic and the look and sort of that appeal to that audience, I think, rather than like a normal death metal audience. For sure, yeah. Which is kind of cooler. I mean, whatever people may think whatever they want about war metal, but at the end of the day, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that when it was more in the underground was probably like the truest shit that you can get out of that sound.
I mean, we stuck with that image and that aesthetic obviously because it fit the music, and I mean obviously I love war metal, and it was like honestly like it was like back then when we started the band it was my favorite genre pretty much because it's just like a perfect fusion of like first wave 80s grindcore and black metal. You know what I mean? Like Repulsion meets Fallen Angel of Doom meets like all this shit, and it's just that's the stuff I like the most. Maybe I mean I don't listen to it as much nowadays, but that's what we started out as. But then there's like other influences, pouring in along the way. But yeah, we never changed the image. We didn't want to like look different or fucking because then people are gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing now? You're trying to be this. So we just kind of kept it the same. But then it's kind of gone into a more sort of occult, like traditional black metal kind of looking.
Yeah, with the like
as well with some of the
face paint.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing those old pictures on Facebook with you guys, and you're kind of just wearing like street clothes. You're wearing like Lust t-shirt, and the other guy, I think Doomhammer, he has like the vest on and the shades all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys always had cool shirt. Like, I loved that look. It was kind of the because thrash sort of had a different thing. I feel like in LA, that's what everybody kind of looked like, was like skinny jeans and like tight shirts and shit. You guys sort of went with where like Conqueror sort of left off, that like I don't know, just a little bit baggier. It's like, okay, we don't need to be tight anymore, which is cool.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have a really fucking hard time wearing tight clothing. Like I sweat profusely.
Can't do it.
I sweat profusely, so it's like
me too.
You look at some of these guys on stage. You look at some of these motherfuckers on stage, and they're wearing like the tightest shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's just uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, we're not wearing like full out baggy shit, but it's got to be a little bit loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our band has sort of modeled ourselves after that idea as well. Shades and baggy, and kind of just band shirt. That's usually just it.
Yeah, good band shirt.
Yeah,
good band shirt. That's sort of it's like everybody wear a good band shirt.
That's all I need.
And even Raph was like, he kind of got the rules. He's like, I can't wear that. It's white. I'm like, all right, dude.
You got this.
Yeah, your guys' look did shift, which is interesting. It is because it kind of went from like a street thing, which made sense for like being influenced by 80s like first wave kind of stuff, and then I guess getting a little bit more modern with the black metal look. Because the second record, it did feel like you can hear different influences of a lot of different things, but the way it kind of meditates on riffs, that felt much more actually black metal, like Blazebirth Hall or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, I could see that.
I feel like it really emphasized the hypnosis aspect of
Oh
that
yeah,
album.
yeah,
Like
for
it,
sure.
and like I just remember hearing like the first time I slapped Serpentine to my player, and what's the first track called? I'm blanking on it now.
Come on,
The
Fred.
the,
Fuck, I can't even remember.
it's like 7 or 11 minutes long, but it's like just total trance. It's incredible. It reminds me
Multi-dimensional
of
prism of black hatred.
Multi, yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
one. Yeah,
multi-dimensional.
it reminds me,
Didn't even have to look
and
that up.
I can't even remember my own shit nowadays, man.
but like obviously it sounds very different, but in terms of like the effect it has, reminded me of Jesus Todd from Philosophem. It's just like that absolute
Really?
trance that just pulls you in. Yeah,
That's a cool comparison.
yeah, and again, not really musically because it's a very different approach to black metal, but it's that the same effect comes
Yeah.
out of it.
I'll tell you, you know where the idea for that came from? Like the idea to have like an 11-minute song where it's just your blast all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
There was well, going back to Dead of Winter. If you remember, at the what was it called? At the Helm of the
At the Helm of
Abyss,
the Abyss?
or yeah,
Well, listen to that a
they,
couple weeks ago actually.
there you go. Yeah, so I think it's the last song on the record where it's just
Mm-hmm.
like the longest one, and he's blasting all the way through.
Yeah,
That was like a huge inspiration because we used to go to Abysses' house, and we used to just watch him play drums and hang out with not with like the whole band, but because like the band kind of ended when we started hanging out with them. But we were going to his house, and just like I was watching him play, and um, we were hanging out and all this shit. So and then we were listening to their stuff, and there was also another influence for that was Supremacy from Quebec, Satanic
yes,
Reich.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So again, the last song, I think it's called Anti-Christian Revelation. It just goes on and on, but it's like it's like one of those beats. So it's not a blast, but it was just like those songs were like the main inspiration for wanting to do a song like that because it was so different. It was so out of left field. So
Yeah,
I just knew we had to do something like that. Same thing with
the guitar.
sorry, same thing with the Doom track. Because I think I remember you guys bringing that up at one point. The last track on Obliteration Ritual.
Yeah, that was like the
What,
20-minute track, right?
no, is it 20 minutes? No,
I think so. Or it was long.
it's like 17.
Something like that.
Winter's Profane Acrimony. Yeah, that is like that was the same formula. It's just we decided to slow it down, and a lot of that was heavily influenced by like Mythic, Morning into Winter Solstice, and
Yeah,
Disembowelment from Australia,
Right.
and a bunch of other shit like Catacombs from the US and just stuff like that. But yeah,
I wish that Supremacy album got more recognition. It's such a good album. Every track
oh
on
dude,
there
I know.
is pretty long too, right? I think
Yeah,
I think that's
there,
one that's like 5 minutes, but the rest are like
there's
9 minutes long.
yeah, there's like one. I think that's the title track actually, Satanic Reich. That's like 5-6 minutes or whatever, and then the other ones are all long. Yeah, a lot of people don't fucking like that album, and it got a lot of comparisons to like Transylvanian Hunger because of the production, and it's a lot of people hate that album. Like same with like Lust and a lot of these fucking a lot of these records that I love that it's influenced me and influenced us to write this stuff. You just like come across all these negative fucking opinions about all this shit, right?
Yeah,
Just like people's general opinion about war metal. I keep coming across comments on Facebook even to this day. It's like you'd think people would know already at this point what the fuck that genre is about. It's just a fusion of like old grindcore and black metal. And people are still like, oh, I can't hear the riffs. This sounds like shit, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe, like, fuck, man. Go listen to the first Carcass album. Go listen to Repulsion. Then go listen to fucking, whatever came out right before Blasphemy. I don't know. Fuck. Like, people just don't get it. It's mostly
Ever
all
heard of a
fucking, like,
noise
20-year-olds.
riff, dude?
And then there's that one review of I think it's Strike or something by Axis, and they're like, "This isn't war metal, man. They're like,
Yeah, it's like 0%.
Well, Axis had a lot more going on.
yeah,
Kind of like Sacramentary. Like you can't just say it's war metal because there's a lot of really dynamic stuff going on there.
Maybe you could just say it's melodic death metal. Maybe at the end of the day.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah, the song "Mist" on Distracting Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the most melodic.
That's Scream at the beginning. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like one of them fainting goats. Like it does. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Those guys intentionally wanted the vocals to sound really bad. Like if you read old interviews with them, they're like, we didn't want any reverb or any delay, reverb, any effects on this. We just wanted it dry. We wanted people to hate it. That was their whole thing behind that album.
Yeah, because there was like good reception behind River of Coricon, and they're like, all right, we gotta, make this shit more fucked up.
Yeah.
But were any of those bands like influences on you, like during the time of like, I guess before the albums, like from 06 to was it like 08? Were those bands like Sacramentary, Lust, and stuff like a big influence?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Those were the biggest influences. Because I remember getting the Distracting Stone CD in the mail from what was it? Sepulchral Productions, the guy who puts on Mes the Morts Fest in
Yeah.
Well, the guy from Frozen Shadows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he sent me the CD, and back then in like the building, we had these like shitty fucking mailboxes where you could barely like fit a CD in there before they replaced them, and like the guy just sent the CD inside of like a paper envelope, like no bubble wrap or nothing, and I took it out and I'm like, it was intact. It was intact, like nothing was cracked. I was like surprised, and I was like, holy shit, okay. But yeah, when I got that album, I became like just obsessed with it. Just like when I heard War Called Supremacy, right, for the first time, I kept when I got that CD back in the early 2000s, I kept fucking with the EQ on my stereo because I'm just like, this can't sound right, because I wasn't used to that production, and everything that I was listening to at that time before I started hearing those bands was like just like a lot of the raw black metal stuff, right? Like old, like Countess and Vlad Tepes, and was listening to a lot of Graveland Velas and that band Raven from Norway, the Forgotten Woods guys.
Yep.
Or Suicide Sessions. Yeah, I was listening to a lot of that kind of stuff, and it was actually Oscar from Megiddo. He was very instrumental in like putting me onto a lot of that stuff. Because Fred, do you remember when he had the radio show on 88.1 back in 2000 or not? It was like 99 to 2003.
No, I don't.
Fred wasn't black metal yet.
Wow.
What's that?
Said Fred wasn't black metal yet.
Oh shit.
It was, but only by a couple of years at that point.
Yeah, no, you were, because you've been around for a while. But yeah, he was playing all that stuff and just putting me onto all this crazy shit. And it was like the show was every third week, which kind of sucked because you'd have to wait for it. But I still have like boxes of tapes of that old show. And yeah, I mean, he was playing like everything you could think of, like everything we listen to now. A lot of stuff before it became popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I started hearing the Sacramentaries and the Axis and the Conquerors and all that shit, yeah, it's like it kind of made me gravitate more towards that sound than all the raw black metal stuff and the old school death metal stuff that I grew up with. Because I got into this shit in like 88, 89. So you know what I mean? Like I didn't start really hearing shit or discovering shit until like the mid 90s in like 95. When I got Relapse Records. Back when Relapse was good, they used to have this catalog called Released, and I remember ordering it through Metal Maniacs, and that opened up like the whole world of extreme metal and even like noise and power electronics and stuff like that too, because they had a section for that in there. They had a lot of stuff from Japan, and that's where I discovered all this shit. Like even all the Mayhem, Dark Throne, Verse, even all the fucking Norwegian shit before it became popular and and all that, I found in that catalog, but I never actually got to hear any of the albums until like the late '90s, when I started hearing the stuff on college radio, right? Because there's no fucking internet, nothing, right? So you had to like order the shit online, or not online. You have to order it from the
Mail.
from the label.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Or,
their catalogs. Yeah.
Yeah, or
Sure
you
as
were
hell.
lucky. You were lucky to hear it on the radio, and then when you did, it was like, oh shit, I gotta fucking find this somehow.
Is this guy true or what?
Hey, I'm just giving you the real deal.
All right.
I do remember sending money by mail and just hoping to God it comes back.
Yeah, that sucked, eh? Because you never knew if your money would just vanish and you wouldn't get anything.
Yeah.
Most of the time you would, but it was always a gamble, I guess, especially back then.
I was kind of curious to ask if there was any connection between some of those Edmonton bands like Ouroboros and all that stuff, and you guys, or just the Canadian scene in general when you started, because it seemed like when you guys were starting, that stuff was sort of on its way out already, or those bands were really kind of changing and shifting into something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you guys and like Antediluvian stuff like that.
Yes,
seemed like,
exactly.
It seemed like the like second wave of that sort of war metal with some substance in it.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a good way of putting it. Actually, all of the stuff like the Lost and the Ouroboros, all that stuff was already out way before we started. Like that's what we were buying that stuff and listening to it and getting in contact with these guys, talking to them online. Like I was talking to Ryan back then and Bernie and the guy I started Hammer with, Decimator. He was already in contact with Bernie before I was. And they were like writing letters to each other, and he was sending him tapes and Lust. You know, he had like Lust T-shirts and all this shit. So, and I ended up getting a lot of his merch because he basically he got tired of metal. He just fucking dropped out. So he gave me and Will and maybe some other people like all of his shit basically, or most of his shit. So, that stuff was already out, and then when we put out our stuff, that's kind of when those guys stopped. Like the guys in Edmonton, like Axis were still going, but like Lust was kind of done at that point. Ouroboros was done. Ryan started AMSG, and then Antediluvian started around the same time we did, and like then,
maybe Mitochondrion too.
Adversarial. That was that whole era.
Mm-hmm.
Of like this kind of new wave of I guess you could war metal, but with like more going on, more substance, as you said.
Sorry, just taking a sip.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. I gotta go grab something. I gotta take my fucking headphones off.
Yep. All right, we're back from our
Piss break.
Yeah, piss break and stuff, and I just wanted to ask, how did you guys go about getting Serpentine on? That was on Nuclear War Now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, how'd you guys get that deal?
It was actually Tim from Antediluvian who helped us. I think I'm pretty sure they were already they had gotten on NWN first, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he was definitely the one who talked to YK, and he pretty much handled that, and then he offered to do it. So yeah, we were pretty happy after that.
Cool. And Dan, you had some questions, right? Or Fred?
Yeah, Fred can go ahead.
Ask, is the new stuff going to come out on Nuclear War Now as well, or?
Yeah, I think so. He said he would do it, but I mean, I don't know, because he's so busy with the vinyl plant now, and yeah, he's doing like all these fests and shit. So I mean, hopefully he still wants to do it. If not, maybe Iron Bonehead will do it because they're actually putting out our next stuff that's about to come out, which is an EP. It's the split tracks that were supposed to come out on the the three-way split with Tetragrammaticide and Nyathebos, but it never ended up happening. So he already put out Tetragrammacide's half. So he's doing our half now, and
Okay.
he hasn't announced it yet. I don't even know if I should be fucking talking about it, but yeah, that's gonna come out next. And then we're gonna start recording the album, like the new album, Chaos Boy.
Oh, so the
When are-
the cybertantric paradigm was supposed to be on a split with you guys?
Yeah,
Damn.
that was their half of the split. Yeah,
That shit's
It was
really
spo-
fucking good.
yeah, the fucking layout is crazy. I just recently saw the inside of it. I was like, man, this is insane. Like just and like the write up and everything. But yeah, I talked to that guy as well all the time because we're in another project, Naridi, which is we got the full length coming out soon that Ironbone is doing. So that's I think it's already out. So it sounds different from the EP a little.
The hard work paid off. You got the two big labels.
Yeah, well, now.
I didn't
Yeah, 'cause-
realize there was a new Nariti album coming out until like
Oh.
earlier this week.
Yeah, it just it kind of snuck up on everybody. That's kind of how they wanted it to be. There wasn't any announcements really made before. It just kind of like,
Mm.
boom.
What's it like in terms of compared to the EP? Because that was a little while ago now. The EP.
Which EP? Oh, the Nerudi EP.
Assyria Sparsha. Did I pronounce that correct?
Yeah. Well, that was. I mean, it's. You're asking how the album is how it's different.
Yeah, is it
from the
like-
EP?
Does it lean further into the noise aspect, or is it?
No, actually the opposite. It's more
Oh,
more
okay.
musical. Like dude, people have actually compared it. People have heard the whole thing already. Like my bandmates in Hammer compared it to like Deathspell Omega of all things. And
Really? Okay.
it's been getting a lot of like positive feedback. So hopefully it won't be just like another record I played on that gets put into the war metal category. You know what I mean? Because it definitely still has that sound, but it has more of a traditional black metal sound to it, and it's very kind of avant-garde sounding at the same time.
Now you can be put into the black metal category.
Yeah, I guess.
I was interested to hear it regardless, but now I'm even more interested.
I think
That's
it's
wild.
he posted the one track. I don't know if you
Oh, did
can
he?
find it. Yeah, I think it's just a preview track. So I don't know if it's like if people can officially order it or whatever, but I don't think it's up on the Bandcamp. But yeah, I think it's gonna surprise a lot of people, and I'm really happy with it. But so far, it's been getting either like negative reactions or like really positive reactions and really like weird comparisons.
Mm.
And when I say negative reactions, like some people were expecting like the EP again, but like even more fucked up sounding.
They basically
Right.
wanted
Right.
power electronics
Yeah,
with a black metal label slapped on it.
That's right.
Well, even like Tetragrammaticide, like halfway through their discography, they went a little bit more musical and even more leaning into like BDM type of like production and stuff too, especially with like their
Yeah.
newer stuff. So that's not so surprising that another band connected to that is going to be going into that direction too.
Yeah, totally. Maybe you might find this surprising, but the inspiration for some of that stuff on that last full length of theirs was a little bit of brutal death
Yeah.
stuff like Ronaquin, and you can hear some of that.
Yeah, definitely. Like with like the later releases, you could just hear like Typho Tantric, like that one's just totally BDM all over it, and with this EP too, it's sounds like it's leaning more into that, just being more like articulate and like picking up everything in the performances,
Yeah.
rather than kind of being cloaked by the noise like their other stuff. Like you can find like gems of riffs and like Tophonium wormholes and stuff, but here it's just like more apparent and in your face, and I think it's like a really great direction for them.
Yeah, for sure.
So the upcoming Nuclearhammer album it's not recorded yet. You said, right?
No, yeah, no, it's not recorded. No, we have everything laid out. Like we have everything written. We're just practicing whenever we can. Right now, we're not even practicing that much because people got to work. Some our guitarist had to go work in Edmonton for like a month and then a couple weeks. And a lot of us are just fucking busy and doing like just personal shit getting in the way. So we practice whenever we can.
Personal shit sucks.
Well, I mean, fucking life, Because some people were like, "Why haven't they fucking put this shit out yet?" And I'm like, "Man, we're fucking busy, bro. Just wait."
It's like, yeah, guy on YouTube. Where are you?
Give it time, brah.
Well, the shit on the
busy with life, brah.
the 23 demo. It's Chaos Tenuous. Is that pronounced correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit sounds awesome. So, are those tracks that are going to be on the album but re-recorded, or are they? Just
definitely.
They are, okay.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so those two tracks are going to be re-recorded on the album, and the first track that's on the A side. There's an additional part. There's an ending that we left out of the recording on Chaos Tenuous.
Okay.
Yeah, so something got fucked up with like the recording or the playing. I don't remember. There was some issue, and I was just getting like frustrated with trying to fix it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just fucking cut that part and like just leave the guitar strumming at the end, and let's just end it like that. And then on the album, we'll have the full version. But yeah, those two tracks are going to be re-recorded. And another thing was like that recording was off the floor. The Chaos Tenuous EP demo, whatever. It was done off the floor, and then we had to like layer a couple things and then do the vocals last.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it kind of sounds the way it does, and that's why I insisted on calling it a demo, because I didn't want people to think that, oh, it's like a new EP and this is it. Like I wanted it's supposed to be a prelude to the album.
That's what I thought.
So
I got a
I wanted to make
a second.
Yeah, I wanted to make it clear in the even the title itself means Chaos Prelude, like the word Tenuous translates to prelude. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And who did the artwork for it? Because it's really good.
Oh, the same guy who did Serpentine and the vinyl version of Frozen Misery. That's our buddy Craig. He's the vocalist in Paroxysm.
Oh,
yeah.
No way.
Cool band.
Yeah, so he does all that art. He's been doing our art for years now, and he's gonna do the art for the new album as well.
Okay.
Yeah. He actually lives in Scotland. He's from Toronto. He's living in Toronto, but now he lives with his girlfriend in the UK.
Look what I got under me kilt.
Yeah.
Is Paroxysm still going? I haven't heard from them in a while.
They are. They're still going. There's some new stuff coming out, but that's all I'll say. Because Adam's keeping it he's keeping it under wraps until it's ready. But yeah, there's definitely new stuff in the works.
Okay, right on.
And with Nuclearhammer, it seems like you're like the main member that stayed throughout the whole
main
discography.
brain.
And I had a question with approaching it from the drummer's perspective. Were you coming up with riffs and parts and bringing it to the band, or were the various members coming in, contribute a lot of the more, I guess, riffing musical stuff, and you kind of just warped it into your idea of it, or was it kind of your brainchild?
Well, I initially started the band back in 05, so it's always been my brainchild. But with other members, there's always going to be, you know, people are always going to throw out ideas. So it's always been a collaboration from the very beginning. But for the most part, it's been me basically either coming up with like drum parts on their own, and then also riff at the same time, or maybe just drum parts, and then showing them to the other guys and being like, okay, come play something to this. I mean, we have like some songs that were entirely written just from like drums alone. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like a Paul Ledney, you know, have a hedge, Profanatica kind of thing, where the drums kind of drive the music. So a lot of stuff was just like all drum parts, and then they had to come up with the riff, or sometimes it was riffs first from them, and then I would, you know, they would tell me what to play for certain parts. So it's really a mishmash of different things. But like ultimately, like I started the band with Decimator back in the day, so I'm kind of like the, you know, the brainchild of all of it.
Okay, yeah, because I just find it so interesting when drummers like kind of lead like songwriting processes and stuff, and also, you know, come up with like riffs and song ideas, because I feel like the music kind of stands out compared to like a guitar oriented I guess structure.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's always different.
Yeah, like
you can kind of always tell.
Yeah, like Cauldron Black Ram's like the same way too. They have drummer kind of making the compositions from what it sounds like, and definitely from hearing your stuff, it sounds like it's definitely leading the structures, and you know how long you guys play things for, you know,
it sounds like the drummer's doing all the composing.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. That is true. You pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, and it's honestly just like refreshing to hear, especially in like this.
You're
context.
a drummer too, right?
Yeah, I played drums for Galicia and some other projects too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I don't think I've been doing that. It's like more like the riffs are coming, and then I'll like try to think of something like outside the box drum wise, or even just play the part like Ringo or some shit. But you know, whatever.
You guys smack my hand into place, and you go, "No, you're doing it like this." And I'll go, "Okay."
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's been so many times where, you know, I've gone into arguments with DH or like, you know, other guys in the band, like trying to correct his playing and say like, no, the riff's got to be like this. It's got to be like how I showed you, right? But then he's like, man, like, you're not a guitarist. You're like, because I mean, I'm not, right. I can play like Von riffs,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much as far as what I can do on guitar is just the really simple shit. But then when I get more complex ideas, I try to play them, and I try to show them to him, and it's just kind of like he just kind of does his own thing with it. But then I'm like, no, it has to be like this. So there's a lot of back and forth. You know what I mean? Until we fucking can like finally agree on something.
Yeah. It goes beep boo boo bop beep boo bop.
Nuclear Hammer writing fucking process, like, man, fuck you.
Oh, but
yeah, it's happened, bro.
Hey, fuck you, homie.
Yep.
But Dan, you had a couple questions, right?
Yeah, I had a couple short ones. So another one of your monikers is RB Magnetized Cunt Rot Vomiter.
Yep.
In Malaria.
Yep.
Yeah, can you tell us anything about Malaria? Because I always found that interesting.
Man.
I'm like, oh, cool. They got a death metal project too.
Yeah, Malaria. So again, that's me and Will EH. So that was his project. That was his brainchild that he started around the exact same time that I started Nuclearhammer. And that's kind of, it's really funny, like that's kind of how he became the guitarist for Hammer, was because we were all hanging out at the time back in like 06, and Malaria was going. They had a different drummer at the time. This was before they released anything. And he left, so Will was coming to our rehearsals at the Hammer Space, and he could see, how I was drumming and what we were doing, and then he asked me if I wanted to play drums for Malaria and then I asked him if he could play guitar for Nuclearhammer. So we had this exchange, and yeah, that's how he became a three-piece with him. And then Malaria, I mean, it was me, him, and two other guys, and that was basically just like him wanting to do an old school grindcore project. And the main influences were like first wave '80s grind, so Repulsion, obviously, first Carcass record, Blood, Fear of God.
I heard a lot
At
of
least for
Impetigo in there as
for
well.
me. Oh, definitely, yeah. That's the vocalist Ben. Yeah, he was huge into Impetigo.
Yeah, I saw that cool
And
live video you guys did in somebody's like dining room or something.
yeah, that was the Hell House. We called it. Well, that's what it was called, the Hell House.
Yeah, it had the
that
nice
was basically-
chandelier.
Yeah, dude, that was like in the middle of downtown Toronto, and it was basically like this crazy fucking party house where all these like random people would show up. It was our rehearsal space for the time being because our guitarist lived in the basement, and all those guys like lived there, and there was just like parties going on every night. I would only show up like once a week, like on the weekend. But yeah, it was just those were fucking crazy times when Malaria and Hammer were both going, and we were hanging out at that place. Yeah, those are like the craziest times of my life, to be honest.
Yeah, and I guess the last question I can ask, what's up with the raisins?
I don't fucking know, man. I just saw your like the images you used, and I was kind of
Right.
like, what the fuck is this? So then I'm just like, okay, if I go on this, he's probably gonna use my image. And okay, so instead of using some weird shit that I'm not familiar with, why don't I just like tell him what to use? That's why I was like, use the raisin shit, because for some reason raisin mascots have always like popped up for me. You know what I mean? Like I have that fucking California raisin
The
thing.
California raisins, right?
I have that little figure like on my fucking TV shelf for some reason. It's just there. And the raisin lady, like that's another thing that just like always popped up. And actually
The sexy raisins lady.
Oh hell yeah. My YouTube channel is well, there's nothing on it, but I had the name Black Sun Made. So like sun made raisins, but black sun made. So that's why. And I had the raisin lady. I found this like old propaganda poster on Telegram of like I can't remember what the hell it was. It was like some Russian propaganda shit, and it was like the raisin lady, but she was like a skeleton, and I used that as the display pic. So I was just like, yeah.
There was an old commercial. It was the California raisins. They were like outside the window, and they're singing to the sun-made.
I remember that.
They're singing, "You got sunshine on a cloudy day." They're singing that song there.
That's a really old commercial. Yeah, I remember seeing that shit.
Classic stuff.
I have a question about one of the, I guess, lesser-known bands that you've been involved in, because there wasn't a whole lot of copies of this out, but Witchmark. What?
Oh yeah.
Tell us about Witchmark, because I know nothing about Witchmark other than I have that split CD and I really like it.
I heard that split. It's really good.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys uploaded it to your channel, didn't you? I saw it earlier today.
Yeah.
Was did you Fred, did you rip that CD or did you download it off my page?
No, I got it from the blog spot.
Okay, yeah. So
I do have a copy that I ripped, but I guess I didn't send it to you, and I just put it on my iPod.
No, because I was gonna say there's no need to do that. You just download it, because that's why I uploaded, right? Because it didn't get very good distribution or anything. It was like super limited. So yeah, Witchmark was basically that went down in fuck, when the hell was that? It's like 2000.
CD came out in 2010, so.
Yes, that's what I thought. So that was me and somebody by the name of Lisa, who's playing guitar, doing vocals, and this student named Alex, he's also in Lich, which is who the split is with.
Yeah.
So Lich is his solo project, but he plays bass in Witchmark. And I met those guys like at a Hammer show, I think, and they were just kind of watching us and were like, yo, this drummer is fucking insane or whatever. So I ended up getting an email or something from Carlos from Adversarial, because those two, Lisa and Alex and Carlos, were in a band called Sentient. If you remember that, Fred.
I remember the name, but I don't think I ever heard or saw them.
Yeah, so they were around back in 03, 04. That's when
Yeah,
I
it was early
first
2000s.
discovered
That's
them.
what. Yeah.
So they had a band going, and you would always see them hanging out together at shows, or they would be playing. And that's kind of how I met them. And then they saw us play and got in contact with me to play drums in Witchmark. So I went all the way to the end of town, which is in this like place called Scarborough here in Toronto, and we were basically jamming in their fucking living room. They had this house, and like they didn't give a fuck. Like it was just like so noisy, you could hear this shit like blocks down the street, and we were just jamming right in their living room every Friday night, pretty much until we like nailed those songs and then did the recording, and then just like independently put out the CD. Well, they put it out pretty much on their own. They did all the graphics or whatever. And then that was pretty much it. Then the band kind of just ended. I'm not going to get into why, but it was a short-lived thing.
They're both over, because I remember.
Yeah.
It was another fuck you homie moment.
I have
Something like that,
one
yeah.
of the demos from Lich. It's like, I don't know if it says Demo 13 or Demon. I don't know, but it's
It's both, yeah. It's
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to be.
but it's
He's very tricky like that.
that was pretty cool too. But the split was where it was at.
Yeah, you know what? That material he put on that split. That's my favorite stuff of his. And I've heard a lot of his stuff. He's got a whole bunch of stuff that's unreleased as well.
Mm.
But yeah, he's been doing that project for like years and years. Because I think when he was still in Russia, he was like doing a lot of music and stuff. He's always been very low key with his project.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like he's still recording stuff and not putting it out, because I don't know if it's accurate, but it shows that Lich was active since '96. But like I haven't seen anything date back from then. But
I mean, yeah, he's been playing music since probably like 1990. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and with your like drumming, were you like self-taught, or is that something you like took lessons for?
Totally self-taught. I never took lessons for anything. I mean, I took music in school and stuff like that, but that was actually mostly guitar. I tried learning guitar when I was really young, and I couldn't stick with it. It was just, you know what I mean? It was just like, I just kept gravitating towards drums more and more. I just couldn't stick with guitar, but then every couple of years I would pick up the guitar and try to do something, and it became obviously very beneficial, because I was able to write a lot of riffs, and all of this music we have kind of came from that. But yeah, like drums have always been number one instrument for me.
Is that something you just like had around and would just mess around with, or is that something you like invested in to play?
No, I never even had a fucking drum kit. I never had a drum kit at home because I always lived in an apartment.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even have any of that kind of shit. When I was a little kid, I used to like set up boxes and just like set up like these weird like plates, these like container things, and just bash the shit out of them.
Like one of the
And,
you see that on Instagram, those like African kids who make shit drum kits.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. They're like playing fucking Toxicity on like water jugs.
That's how Paul plays live.
Yeah.
That was pretty much me, man. But then when the opportunity came to start actually playing and get some gear, then I started practicing and playing probably like 2004, and like not long before we started Hammer, so everything was kind of like pretty quick, because I never really got any like serious practice on the drums.
Yeah.
Years before that, I should have, but it just didn't work out, right? Like I actually wanted to do, before Hammer, I wanted to do like a really raw black metal band, like a one-man thing, like what you would call like some bedroom black metal shit back in the early 2000s. And I had all these ideas, and I was gonna do it, and then I just never got around to doing it, getting money together for the gear and all that shit. So I just kind of left it alone, and then and then in like 2004 is when stuff started coming together.
Yeah, you're like, oh, these guys are, gonna already play guitar. I mean, might as well just join up with them.
Actually, another thing I don't want to leave out is when Hammer started, and it was me and Decimator, the original idea for the band was for me to do guitar and vocals and him to do drums, because he was the one who had the drum kit in his house. But then, so when we had like maybe one or two rehearsals, and then we both realized we sucked on, the instruments we were playing on. So then we decided to switch up. And then when we switched up, stuff started making a lot more sense. And then I realized I could do vocals and play drums at the same time. And then that's when things kicked off, because I was watching guys like, what's his fucking name? Dude, Nocturnus. Mike Browning.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he has a headset
and Beeler from Exciter, and Autopsy, Chris Reifert. Like, I was like, those guys were like fucking like, that's, when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. That's the thing to do.
Yeah, that's some shit I can't get my head around. I've tried doing vocals like live with while playing drums, and it's like, fuck, it's just a lot of coordination.
It is, yeah. You gotta, I mean, Prescriptor uses a headset. I guess that makes it easier.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
But I never resorted to that. I always said I was going to do it at some point. I mean, some people would like some people would talk shit. Some people would talk shit. He was like, "Oh, he's using a headset."
So what a fucking idiot!
Yeah, but Mike Browning, didn't he use that too as well, like from Nocturnus?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
And then you got,
I don't see anything wrong with it. Even Macabre, he's wearing a headset.
I was gonna say Macabre too.
I don't see anything wrong with it either. But you just like, man, the amount of fucking dumbass opinions you hear from people, or just criticism and stuff.
Well, because people always go the McDonald's headset, the Britney Spears headset. Okay,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. The fucking McDonald's shit. So yeah, no,
it's all the same tropes with these people. Even when you have a mustache, they go, "Oh, 70s porno stash." Shut the fuck. Are you watching 70s porn? Shut up.
Well, they probably are. Another person, Kaz from Crucifier.
Yeah,
big boy.
Like his big boy, yeah. His old stuff. Like if you watch like old Crucifier live performances when he was, yeah, like he's fucking killing it, because he's hammering it so hard, and he's doing those deep growls. Like if you go back and watch some of the 92, 93 live videos, it's like, man, like that guy was on fire back then.
Yeah, Kaz rocks.
Yeah. I don't know about that GBK performance though, man. That was a bit weird.
The newest one?
Yeah, the one from what was the metal thread or whatever?
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of poking. A lot of people are poking fun. Whatever.
Dude, I'm not trying to talk shit. I love Kaz, dude. Kaz is awesome, man.
Yeah, Kaz is cool.
I met Kaz when we were in New York. He's like the nice fucking guy you could ever meet.
He posts a lot of funny shit on Facebook.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He does a lot of boomer posting, as the kids would say.
Of course, yeah. Actually, he posted one thing where I was just like, man, like, really? No, he was just like, it was just like such like random shit. Like, dude, nobody cares. But he was like, oh, like I heard Fallen Angel of Doom when it came out in 1990. It's like, it's not really all that. It's just like, dude, like, does this opinion, like, bro, like, when I see this type of shit, I'm just like, man, okay, so you want to go through all of the, like, the whole history of it? Because saying something like that will just spark, like, a huge conversation, and it's like, oh, but what about this and that? And, like, everybody was, like, bought, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody had their T-shirts, everybody was fucking, like, so into them, and nobody sounded like that at the time, and it's like, do we really have to go through the whole history of like, how impactful that record was?
Yeah, he was.
Rob, you gotta respect. You gotta respect everyone's opinion, Rob.
No, I don't. Some people should just like shut the fuck up and not have opinions. I'm not saying that about Cass. I'm just saying like a lot of people just. This is why I can't stand social media, because like just the amount of dumb shit I see on a daily basis is just like, man, fuck all this.
Yeah,
this is just useless information.
All right, this is where we get into the political part of the show. All right, everybody ready?
I was gonna say.
Oh, shit.
I was
yeah.
gonna say Kaz
Alright.
was gonna start the War Metal Wars.
Yeah. I was
yeah.
gonna say too, when the two guys, Nuclearhammer, when they switch drums and guitars, it's like Beavis, and he goes, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Hey, you know what?
Alright.
The other thing. Let me just say one more thing. So the other thing in Nuclear Hammer was like the original idea before I met Estimator. I wanted to do like the reason it's actually called Nuclear Hammer and we have the fucking like the symbol that looks like Morbid Tales is because I like the original idea was to do like a Hellhammer worship kind of band. It was
That's
supposed to
kind
be
of
like
what
a-
I
like-
assumed, but I feel like if I asked that question, it would just be too stupid for me to ask.
No. See, I wanted to bring that up. It was supposed to be like a Hellhammer kind of worship band at the time, but also fused with like Sarcophagos, Iron Arai, but with blast beats, like a lot of blast beats and faster than what's on Iron Arai. So, you know what I mean? But things kind of went in a different direction after that. So, but yeah, I'm glad they did.
All right. Well, guys, you want to go to a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and talk about Malicious Onslaught?
Let's do it.
Hell
Sounds
yeah.
good to me.
Okay.
All
We'll be
right,
back.
back at 1:15.
This is Axaazaroth of Nuclearhammer, and you're listening to the Bunsen Burner podcast.
All right, we're back from break.
True.
Yeah, we are.
And what do we have for this half of the show?
Something malicious.
Some kind of onslaught.
Something of the sort.
Some brutal shit? Some gory shit?
You know, you guys were just talking about Befouled Serenity. We uploaded that demo, and somebody asked me this question. I didn't even respond to this. He goes, "What are these bands? They're so underground."
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah, shut up. Maybe look it up. I don't know.
They didn't notice this as they looked through the channel.
You know what's funny too, Rob? When you said you're like you see the thumbnails for this show, and you're like, "What the fuck?" I feel like a lot of people might have that same reaction when they see this. They go, "What is this? Is this a meme or something?" It's like just a
You
thumbnail.
know what? I thought about it, and I'm like, so you see the album cover. If it shows up in someone's feed randomly, and they see the album cover, they're gonna recognize the album cover probably. But then they're like, "What the fuck is this other shit?" And that'll be more incentive to click on it, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I figured you were doing.
Well, yeah, we have to put the whole title in the whole title there. So when you look it up, it will come up if you're actually interested in whatever release that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like some people have a very visceral reaction, kind of like Uncle Buck. You know, when he has the hat, he goes, "You know, it angers this hat a lot of people."
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
So our album du jour, picked by Rob.
Oh yeah, album analysis.
What's
Yeah, what the hell is it? Who is it?
What is
you know,
it
well, what's the
why?
spiel?
Rob, why don't you get into why why you chose this album for us? Talk about.
So I chose this album because it's just one of those really obscure underground records that's not talked about or mentioned often at all, or forgotten. And you guys cover a lot of that kind of shit. So I actually, because I gave you guys like a list. I think I gave Fred a list of different ones to choose, and we decided on this one. So, and also I have this record on I have the original pressing on picture disc, thanks to Fred for telling me where to get it like years and years ago, and it was actually decently priced too, which is hard to come by these days for an OG pressing. But I first came across this album going back to what I was saying earlier about the Relapse Records catalog that I had, so there was an ad in that catalog for Unisound Records, and they had a cover of this album, except everything was black and white. So I didn't actually see the full color version until later, and I was kind of surprised at how colorful it was. But they had that, and they had the Barathron Necromantia split, and Uncanny from Sweden, which I think you guys mentioned one time on this show,
Yeah.
and some other shit.
Good old
So
Splenium.
the just the title and the logo and everything about it kind of intrigued me back then, and I didn't end up hearing it. This was back in 1995, and then I didn't end up hearing it until years and years later when everyone got the fucking internet. So, yeah, and then when I heard it, I was like, wow, it's such a interesting sounding record, and a total departure from their first album, Rebellious Mayhem, where they were pretty much like a fucking thrash metal band for speed.
Yeah, kind of like a crossover thrash thing, right?
Yeah, because they always had the clean vocals. So to me, that's kind of a little bit more on the speed metal side. Because a lot of thrash usually has more dirtier vocals. But yeah, I mean, it's such a different sounding record. And then I looked into some of their history, and one of the guys offed himself and all kinds of shit. So I thought this band was really interesting, and they're from New York as well. And New York bands are, especially the ones that sound like this, are pretty interesting to me. So yeah, that's why I chose it.
Apparently, they have a new album coming out.
No way, really?
How?
What they're so I just randomly
It's,
clicked on their Facebook page, and February 11th, 2025, they wrote a new album.
Oh yeah. One of the guys, I think it's the guy who the guy's brother, Ted. He has a YouTube channel, Ted Malicious, and he had a whole bunch of unreleased stuff posted on there, and there's like a whole bunch of like unreleased rehearsals and demos and stuff like nobody's ever fucking heard until he uploaded them. I ended up snagging all that audio before it got moved or whatever. Maybe it was another channel, or maybe it was his. I can't remember now. It's a long time ago, but yeah, I've seen some of the new stuff that he posted, but honestly, it didn't like really grab me like this record. So
I didn't
Yeah.
even know about it till like 5 seconds ago, so I'll give it a
There you
listen.
go.
But the cover is not exactly convincing me. But
not good.
Yeah, but Fred and Dan, have you heard this one before?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I heard this in the days of old, dude. Probably when I was going through like black and death metal stuff in like the early, like probably not early, like late 2000s, maybe 2007, 2008, something like that. It kind of drew me in with that album art. It looked like honestly what it sounds like. I think what they were going for is like crossover thrash band turned death metal band is pretty much what they were doing. Because I did hear Rebellious Mayhem, and it kind of surprised me of how non-death metal it sounds. It sounds more like Bloodcom or like DRI or Warmocked or something like that.
Yeah, those are good comparisons right there. Yeah, especially the Bloodcom. Yeah.
It is very strange. Like it is death metal, but it sounds extremely disjointed, and it sounds like they really didn't know what they wanted to do with the production, or even with the writing for that matter. Like everything is very janky. All the way like the what do you call it? The arrangements are strange. The choices
Yeah,
in vocals and all that kind of shit is like bizarre.
I listened to it, I guess a week ago, and I realized that it sounds like they recorded the stuff at very different times. It sounds like they're using different studios, maybe even different gear or something. Like it doesn't. It sounds like a compilation of demo tracks as opposed to you know like a normal sounding album. That's why.
Yeah, maybe like Panthymonium style, where they would like record a riff, stop, record something else. Maybe they like did that even further beyond. It's like, okay, we got this one riff. Now let's go back to the studio. We got the next one.
Well, I was telling Fred, I was like, it sounds like they got this album and each song was mixed and mastered by someone else.
There
Because
you
like
go,
there's
yeah.
Which is
different
weird,
like
'cause,
volume
like,
changes and stuff.
The recording information just says, like a particular studio. So I don't know why things are so random on it. I know one of the tracks was taken from the demo, so that one, fair enough, is different. But I don't know why everything sounds so different. And I'm looking at my notes, and on under Rebellious Mayhem, I actually have the word janky underlined. So Dan and I are on the same wavelength. I have
You
a
got-
copy of Rebellious Mayhem, and I do like it. And it's actually grown on me a lot more than I thought it would when I first heard it back, like 20 years ago. But when I first heard it, it didn't do a ton for me, probably because of how janky it was, something I've learned to appreciate. But I didn't check out Brutal Gore for years because of that. I'm like, if this is their first album, I don't know how the second one's going to turn out. Who knew that it was such a huge difference? Like, it sounds nothing like each other. It's like a different band.
You gotta get Ted Malicious on the podcast to explain himself why the first album sounds so janky.
Yeah, what happened? But like, it sounds like Brutal Gore sounds like Deicide decided to go war metal almost at points.
Yeah. That's true. There's some parts on that record, especially the last track, Productive Destruction, where it's almost sounds like Bestial Warlust, where it sounds like the song is Satanic on the first album. It's just like there's all these like little random things on that record that you can pick out and compare to.
I think that might be just because like the way the crossover thrash stuff works. If you put it into like a extreme metal context, it kind of filters out that way, and then you go, oh, black metal. For example, like if you guys have ever heard Hell House from 1985 or that NYC Mayhem band, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
I've heard of NYC Mayhem, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
actually, I think I've heard of that too. Shit.
Yeah, it's it sounds like fucking extreme brutal noise war metal, but it's from 1985, and I think the way that the reason that it comes off that way is because those guys were like punks, and that kind of crossover thing just meshes well with the with the extreme metal like vernacular. I think just in general. Like, it's not too big of a leap. I think people think like, whoa, it's way ahead of its time. In a way it is, but at the same time it's kind of just punk in a lot of ways. Not every way on this album, but they still have little hints of like what they were doing on Rebellious Mayhem, which was kind of just the like crossover thrash thing.
Somebody made that same comparison you just made to Sarcophagus INRI like a long time ago, something I read. Where it was like comparing it to like, a lot of old punk and shit like that.
I never thought of that, but yeah, that kind of makes sense too. If you actually listen to what those riffs are doing, it's just fast punk riffs.
Buddy has like a fucking mohawk on the album cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. There you go.
Mohawks, right
Wagner
there,
Antichrist. Yeah. There you go.
Well, you can kind of see that too with the band shirts that these guys are wearing in their picture. I don't know what that first band is. I thought it was Malevolent Creation at first, but it looks like it's something else. I don't know what the fuck band that is.
I think that's their own logo, Malicious Onslaught on the left.
Yeah, there were.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is Malicious Onslaught. Okay, so then the dude in the middle has the Primeval shirt, and then the dude on the right has the Funeral Nation shirt, and those are like basically the same thing. Thrash bands getting a bit more extreme, because I think Funeral Nation had something to do with like Funeral Bitch with Paul Speckman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was just pre Death Strike Master. That's like Funeral Nation guys or Funeral Bitch?
Something like that. At least one or two of the members were also in Funeral Bitch, or in Funeral Nation. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, if you heard that stuff, that's also kind of in the same vein. It's like Death Strike. When did that come out? The first one, 1985.
85, yeah.
Yeah, you could call it death metal, you could call it thrash metal, but it also has a lot of the kind of like hardcore punk sensibility to it, just kind of taken to the next, or at least to metallic level or something. And I think that's where these guys came from. And by 1994, you have fully fledged death metal. Like, death metal is pretty much, in some people's opinions, like over by 94. like all the peak stuff is like done. So this is a really kind of interesting way to put this shit together by just mashing a bunch of shit.
Oh, by the way, have you guys heard Axis's cover of Death Strike? What fucking Pay to Die? Have you ever heard
No,
that?
I didn't know they did that.
It was a bonus track on the list, vinyl version only, and it was only the first like edition of it. And like you can't even fucking find this shit online. You can't even find it on Soulseeker. Nothing.
Well, that's why I haven't
So
heard it. I don't have the vinyl.
I know. I had to buy the thing off Discogs off some guy in Sweden like years ago. I finally heard it. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's the one where he's like, plastic faces, plastic face. That's the one they did over and over again.
Yeah.
Pay to die.
I don't know why they didn't put that on the CD or just like fucking release it. It was like an exclusive vinyl only version. And then when they reissued, Osmos reissued vinyl, they didn't fucking put that track on there. I don't know.
Yeah, I just had the reissue.
Yeah, we did hear the Axis Forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. Yeah, that's a great cover.
Paul, I'm kind of curious. What did you think of this thing? I imagine you like it, right?
Oh yeah, I think what really...
Did you like the Demon's yellow T-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Demon's blouse, yeah.
The blouse,
Paul.
yeah, the Demon's blouse. Hey, that might be a good band name, Demon's Blouse.
Was this new to you, Paul, or had you heard this before?
I heard this before, but I haven't I think it was like one of those things where you listen to and then you just move on. It didn't really like stick with me, but listening back now, it was like what really stood out to me was how creative the drums are, just from like the beginning where he's just like hitting the hi-hats and this like kind of doing like some rudiments over it, just really great. And then it sounds like he's playing on different kits, and I think there's even a section right before the breakdown, I think in the third song, Blade Mare, that or it might be Satanic Killings, where everything drops out and the double kicks going from like a drum machine or like electronic set. It's like doing the single strokes on the double bass like as fast as it can, where they like the sounds are like almost clipping over each other, and then they go into like a breakdown, and then the rest of the album seems like it's like mic'd up very far away from the drums because you can't even hear the snare that much anymore. But compared to like the first songs, but that's definitely what stuck out to me. And at times, like you guys were getting at, it sounds like I was kind of getting like some Blasphemy vibes, not only from like the out of nowhere solos that would just come out, even though those were played a little bit more like musically and kind of thrash wise versus like the just a note salad that Blasphemy has. But just certain sections, like especially like the Blasphemy ones, just kind of reminded me of like early war metal shit too. So it seems like that thrash influence was really prevalent in their sound still, but just taking it to the next extreme, like that band Hex with their second album where they went like straight death metal too. Yeah. Just taking it to the next extreme, which is great. I love when bands do that and adapt to what's going on, and this is still something pretty much untouched by other bands, where this sounds like so like almost like it's just so chaotic at points, and like you could tell that there's kind of section off riffs in the songs, but the way that they flow, it almost seems like it wouldn't work, but they pull it off really well.
Yep. That's exactly what made me really like this album, was the chaos and just that kind of that war metal sound out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely. That's what made this stand out. I'm surprised it wasn't tagged as that. But death thrash. Usually with bands like that, they kind of lean way more into like the thrash sections. Like in here, they have like certain thrash bass riffs, and it's like a whole section of just like the drums doing like the thrash thing too. But the way they go in and out of those sections is like that's like the only moment of peace that you'll get.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see the facial expression of someone who heard Rebellious Mayhem and liked it, and then picked up Brutal Gore and then hit play. Not what they were expecting.
Well, dude, as far as
Well, you
I
know,
can tell, oh, go ahead, Rob.
you know, I was gonna say, that kind of goes with like a lot of bands from that time where they started out as one thing and then gravitated to another. Like, you know what I mean? Like Soulside Journey to Into a Blaze, and like you
Yeah.
could mention all the
All
Norwegian
the Norwegian
shit.
bands.
And there was a lot of American bands I think that did that too. They you know they started out as death metal and then started doing black metal. So like Mythic, the Demonic Christ, like
Deteriorate, sorry.
Oh yeah. They went
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like black metal.
Yeah, Central.
But yeah, sorry. Go on.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, from what I've seen from people who do know this album, I think a lot of people see it as, like, they appreciate it for what it is, but it's also seen as kind of like the funny album. It's almost like
Yeah.
the meme album. It's like, oh, that album's crazy, it's stupid. But it's true. So that I think that's the way people see it. I kind of see it that way, and I get it. That kind of just makes me like it more. The fact that it is a little bit underdeveloped when it comes to not just the music, when it comes to like the whole idea of what it is. Like when it comes to the crossover thrash thing, usually those bands are all like politically driven and mostly like left-wing politically driven. But with this band, you just look at all the lyrics. People complain about the lyrics a lot. People are like, "Oh, this is just mindless gore and Satanism." I think that's cool. Mindless gore and Satanism into music that sounds like this is kind of I feel like the perfect mix. It works well with the crossover / death metal kind of mix there.
Yeah.
I mean, most of that stuff that came out back in the day, like this album was '94. They probably recorded the shit in like '92, '93.
Yeah, I was
reading
reading that too.
A lot of that, it was all mindless gore and Satanism. Like, like what else?
I think
What else?
that's kind of the best stuff when the music doesn't really have too much of an actual message with like, hey man, we mean it, like the Sex Pistols, we mean it, man. It's not that kind of thing. It's more just like, dude, this is fucking metal. We're gonna you're gonna die. Fuck you, you're bleeding, dude. This is,
Death metal means fucking death.
yeah, and the band name, it's just like, dude, you're dead. Malicious Onslaught, dude, you're fucking dead.
Oh,
And the name of that album is so dumb.
brutal gore.
Brutal Gore. But yeah, that's very cool stuff.
Gore is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I like how that the title track is just like the choir kind of shit going on for like
Oh, it's like
for like a couple seconds.
Oh, dude, that part fucking rules. I love that. That's my favorite part on the whole record.
Yeah, because it even opens up in the first track where they have that, and then they kind of bring it back in that title track, and it's just like a little release that you get. It's cool.
I feel like that album cover is so just YouTube coded. Like that's something you see and you go, "Whoa, what the fuck does that sound like?"
There was probably a reason they made it look like that. It was supposed to maybe be like an attention grabber, but I mean, there's a lot of colorful death metal covers around at that time.
This one looks exceptionally kind of silly, which isn't
Yeah.
a bad thing. It does draw you in.
I mean, at least it looks like something. Have you seen the cover of the first album? It's fucking
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
Like, that devil's horns are all like... Why is one of them on the front of his head, the other one's on the back? Is that
Fred's
the
a
world he's holding?
Fred's a stickler for consistency in
Yeah, the
artwork.
covers,
I've noticed.
yeah.
Why does the earth have like bolts in it? What's that tail?
At least the color scheme is a little bit like, standard. It's just like blue and red, so it's not as, what I mean. It doesn't look as ridiculous. The art might suck, but like it's the colors at least look, compatible.
Yeah, don't get Fred started on.
Don't get him started.
all I'm gonna say is the copy I have is the JL America version. If you find the other one, it's on like I think it's like Brain Crusher or something. The back of the CD or of the tray has like where that tail comes from, and it's actually the body of the demon. So it's like wraps around. and like his back half is a horse that has that dragon tail coming out of it. It's just fucking what? Why are they doing that?
It's a chimera.
And there's Saturn behind it, by the way, just for the record.
Well, that record came out in '91, though. I mean, there was a lot of silly-looking art, all kinds of shit. It doesn't really surprise me.
They didn't know the black cube was Saturn back then.
No.
They didn't know. They didn't know that 30 years later, I'd be on a podcast criticizing the shit out of it.
Yeah, the
when
hairy.
you see shit like that from back in the day, it's like, it's kind of like, okay, well, that's what they did back then. At least that's how I see it, because I've seen so much of that.
Yeah, the hairy gorilla demon.
The hairy shoulders, yeah. Yeah, no, it's. But I was reading on the album while we were chatting. Apparently, the entire album is just like a mix of tracks from the 2 demos that came before it. So that's why it sounds so janky.
There we go.
I'll just say too, I like the title for track 5, Carcassed.
Past tense.
Apparently, they were Carcass band.
Dude, you know Julian was saying too, and I played this in the car. I'm like, oh, they're from New York. He goes, oh, they sound like they're from New York. And I guess they kind of do. Like they kind of have that chuggy thing going on a little bit.
Yeah, especially the first riff of the second song, Satanic Killing. Like that's such like a heavy ass tone on the guitar there. I can't hear that.
That New York hardcore, yeah.
Can you imagine if the original Star Trek like Bones McCoy is just like, it's no good, Jim. He's carcassed.
He's carcass, Jim. It's worse than that. He's carcass, Jim.
It's brutal gore, Jim.
You guys want to play a track?
It's life, Jim, but not as we know it.
Yes, sir. Did you guys have any ones in particular that you wanted to play?
Blade Mare.
That was
great song.
Where I was. That's where I was going.
That was my pick too.
We gotta play the title track, Brutal Gore, since it's only like what, 3 seconds or something.
There you go. We
The
can
grindcore track.
We can probably squeeze it in.
Yeah, you gotta.
All right. Well, we'll go to Blade Mare, and then we'll be right back.
Damn.
All right.
remember that shit.
All right, we are back from Blade Maid.
Blade Maid.
Blade Maid. Okay.
Man,
That one sounded a
Maid.
little bit more normal death metal, didn't it?
and thrashy. Yeah, I forgot to mention when I was listening back to this. This seems like such a maximalist album. Like you had the drum solo open this up. It has all these phasers over the toms and shit. That's like panning left to right. They have like the pitch shifted vocals and layering of the vocals as well. And then these like really really upfront guitar solos just like coming out of nowhere. It seems like they not only took time to write the shit, but also
Took time to produce.
Yeah. So like I don't know, just kind of made it more outstanding, I guess, with or more standoutish with the album compared to what you would hear live, right? It's like more of a raw sound with that. Yeah, what do you guys think of that one?
When I mentioned earlier that it sounds like Deicide going war metal, it was actually like the middle part of the song that I was listening to when that came to my mind. It's the drum solo at the beginning is wild, especially with the what do you call that effect? Like
The phaser,
like
same thing as
or?
Star Trek.
Phaser.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, but like
Phaser
that
set to
kicking
kill.
into the kicking into the track is awesome, but it's such a feral sound. Like they're going for the throat, and I'm here for it.
Dan Wise?
You know, we didn't listen to the first track, but I feel like the very first riff, besides that intro that they did, was like, it kind of reminded me of like later Vital Remains or something. It sounded kind of too modern for what this band mainly does. Kind of weird. Yeah, this track, this one honestly has a lot of stuff that doesn't sound that American, and it has a lot of things that sound kind of Scandinavian melody, that and that all that kind of stuff. But instead of like D beats and all that, they do just a bunch of
That's
chunks,
probably why they
which
got
is cool.
signed to a European label.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but instead of doing like average kind of like everything else before the melody parts is all just like chug stuff, which is interesting. There you go. That's the New York sounding shit.
It's like that old suffocation shit. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob, what do you think of this track?
I love this track. This is one of my probably favorite tracks. It's like the standout track on the record.
I think the
Yeah, I
next
love the
one was my
solo.
favorite track.
I mean, they're all fucking fired. Like, I love every track off this album, especially that one and the last one, Productive. And that's I think that's the
something that,
longest track. That's like 6 minutes.
Hmm.
I was gonna say I think it says something that you, me, and Paul all picked Blade Mare as our number one track to play. So
Nice.
well, I guess we can play Dan's track.
What's that?
I don't know.
All right,
Don't
yeah.
remember.
I gotta put this shit on my end because I wasn't even fucking listening to the track.
So
Yeah, I liked track 4, Submerged in Silence. That was probably the one that I most came back to.
all right, well, let's go and listen to that one, and we'll be back.
I'm not joking. I actually did.
All right, we're back from Submerged in Silence.
Yeah, we were talking about write-in ballots. I voted for John Pork this election. I did. It's not a joke.
Sounds right.
I didn't want to vote for Zion Dawn this time.
Not a joke. Not a joke, but it's funny.
It is funny.
Make America Israel.
True.
That's
why
You might have to edit that out.
No, that'll be fine. That's why we're eating kosher these days.
Well, yeah, that track was like mainly just mid-paced and really heavy chugging, but what I really liked about it was the drumming, where it was just like creative the whole way through. Like, even with something mid-paced, that's usually something that's a little bit more boring for me when I'm listening to stuff. It's either go really slow or just really fast shit, and when you blend the two, that's like my shit. But this mid-paced stuff with the creative drumming makes it actually engaging and interesting to listen to. And you know, the random drum solo in the later half of there was great, and then the outro with like the soloing leads was great. And what do you guys think of that one?
For me, two standout parts. The bass becomes particularly audible around the midsection,
Yes.
and it sounds
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
great. And the last part of it, when it kind of slows down and the vocals really go into like this low gurgle, total Infester vibes, and I really love that part.
I just like the way it immediately starts. It goes dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you can do stuff like that with the with those really high notes, it goes that kind of does like a cryptopsy thing to me. And I feel like that's something a lot of bands just don't do nowadays. That like that kind of like I told Paul before, it's like the painful death metal riff. There's pain to it. Sounds like the guitar is hurting when you do something like that.
Yeah.
Bring back the drums with the phaser, or is it photon torpedo, whatever. On this track sounded really cool too, especially like shoving it right in the middle.
Yeah. Rob, what'd you think of that track?
Yeah, the Infester and the Cryptopsy comparisons are pretty good. I never thought of that. But yeah, that part where it's like where the bass becomes more clear and the drums start sounding really weird. Yeah, that's it's a really crazy track.
Sounds like they like at first glance it kind of feels like they don't know what they're doing, but I feel like as you kind of actually just listen to it, it's a bit more cohesive than maybe it comes off. Because these tracks so far, what we've heard, aren't too off kilter. Like nothing's happening that's totally insane. Maybe like the drum parts are a little bit funny, but besides that, like they're pretty solid death metal tracks.
Yeah, I think from track to track, they're all, you know, not wavering off too much from like the, I guess, initial ideas of it and atmosphere. It's not like they're going into different styles within one track, but from one track to the next, they sound completely different.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first one had that big melody thing, and then this one, the gimmick might be not a gimmick, but the thing is like the mid pace, and yeah. I think the entire thing with what this band is doing or what this album is doing is just like chug shit, and then kind of that crossover, almost like Black Death war metal thing. That seems to be like the two things that they like switch from.
Yeah. Well, do we have a third track to get into?
So we're gonna play Brutal Gore, aren't we? The
final one.
This
well,
super short one.
Let's get into Brutal Gore and Internal Decay after, since they're both pretty short, and then we'll be right back. Alright, we're back from those two tracks, Brutal Gore and Internal Decay. I mean, they said fuck Napalm Death, but kind of did their thing, huh?
They went do 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 do.
Yeah, and then with this next track, it was like very, that was probably the most blasty that we got in. It was like the very war metal blast where it was kind of, some spaces in between the snare hits.
Well, then they kind of had that like snotty GBK riff that was kind of going through there too.
Mm-hmm.
It was really grindy, though, like very, very Repulsion, Terrorizer sort of version of that.
Yeah, and what I liked about the blasting riff was at the tail end, it was like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, blam blam.
Yeah. And then they had the vocals layering.
Dude, the
over each
vocals
other.
are really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially on this track.
very screechy.
He sounds like he actually hates you.
Or he's actually decaying from within. Get it?
Oh, I get it.
Because it's.
Oh, I think I get it, Freddy.
No, just good tracks. I enjoy the fact that Brutal Gore, the track, was mostly silence. 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Best song on the album.
Music.
Look, basically, if you're, I think war metal people or like black metal guys who are into that kind of shit will actually like this more than death metal people will like this. It feels a little bit more like war metal with substance rather than death metal with kind of janky parts.
Maybe because like the Brutal Gore track makes me think of like Necro Butcher and Nuktemeron. Those maybe even Herpes from Colombia. The
Or
generally,
pulverized necro brains from Peru.
Yeah, Pulverized Necro Brain was awesome.
Yeah.
But like the grind noisy kind of bands. No, it's an interesting mix of styles throughout the album that they kind of shake it up from track to track, but it still has like a thread that goes through the whole album that keeps it consistent.
You know something? I think this is like the perfect album for Julian because he's into war metal and also brutal death metal.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? I feel like this is like that. It's like bestial, kind of like chuggy death. I wouldn't call it brutal death metal, but it definitely has that like
Bestial death metal.
the kind of the suffocation sound a little bit.
You don't
Like,
even
you
know,
kinda
but
hear that.
Julian already has this album cover as like on his blanket on his bed.
Nah, I showed him this the other day for the first time. He's like, "Oh, yeah, sounds like it's from New York." I was like, "Yeah, dude."
Is that actually how this dude sounds?
No, not even.
No, he's a little bit younger than us, and his voice cracks sometimes. So he's like, "Oh, hey, dude."
He's brutal though. Don't worry.
He's a cool dude.
A bit younger than you guys, maybe. He's a lot younger.
He's a lot younger than you guys. But
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Definitely a lot younger than me.
Yeah. He missed out on life, homie.
Born in 2002, brah, brah.
Oh, man.
Oh, fucking hell.
Missed out on life.
Missed out on life, homeboy.
It's like that moment when you missed out on life.
Well, were you born in a fucking canoe?
Yeah, born in a J-Dog's born in the douche
Fucking
canoe.
hell.
I had to stop watching J-Dog after a certain point.
Yeah,
So,
same. I can't watch him anymore.
When he
He was
started
talking.
when he started
talking-
doing the thumbnails, I was like, okay, I'm done. The AI ones.
Yeah. He was just talking too much shit on Mental Funeral, on Autopsy's Mental Funeral. I was like, man, shut the fuck up. I can't listen to this anymore. Like, he doesn't understand atmosphere and nuance or anything. He just wants like blast beats and brutal shit all the time.
Guy only understands catchiness and thrash.
Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
like, I just want the tune skis.
Yeah, just give me a good tune ski.
I never could
Rah,
watch
rah.
him. Like, even from the start, like, I'm just like, why am I watching this? I can't do it.
I think everyone
it's
asks
entertaining.
everyone asks themselves that question. They go, "Why am I watching this? What am I doing?"
Like, I remember the first time I watched it, I'm like, it feels like I'm just listening to a jock. What am I doing?
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
The fucking
That's
metal
straight up
jock.
what it is.
Yeah.
He's, I don't fucking play fat ball.
I ain't
Slayer!
I ain't watching the fat ball game.
Ball game.
J-Dog's like, I ain't watching no goy ball, boy.
Fat ball, goy ball.
That'd be funny if J-Dog one day like adopts the like, you fucking goyim. What did you say, goyim?
Yeah, he just learned a new word. I didn't know what that was. Never cared about any of this political shit.
I wonder if anybody ever asked him that before, like call him a goy. What the fuck's a goy?
He probably doesn't know. He
No,
knows now.
J-Dog. It's like I like the guy. It's cool that he's a goyim. I don't care.
I just know the dogs and the devils.
Yeah, dogs and the devils.
Yeah, what would you think of J-Dog, or what do you think J-Dog would think of this album?
He'd probably like it.
Yeah, I think it. I think he'd
J-Dog
like
would
it.
go. J-Dog would go pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah.
I don't
He
think
might
it would
think it's
actually.
kind of weird. He might think
What's
it's kind
that?
of weird, but he might think it's kind of weird or something. Yeah, like he probably doesn't even fucking know this band.
No, I'm sure he doesn't. He goes, I know more bands, or I forgot more bands than you know. I doubt he knows Malicious Onslaught. I'm kind of doubting that. But
He didn't know who Sacramentary Abolishment were.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that might have been one of you guys or something. Somebody sent him something. It was like,
No,
what
it wasn't
about
us.
Somebody sent him like, what? Have you ever heard of Sacramentary Abolishment? He's like, oh, that Canadian, is that war metal stuff? Oh, I never cared for it. Blah, blah, blah. Just whatever the fuck he said. I don't know.
Never heard of Sacranoodle.
I don't even know if J-Dog knows like old Cataclysm or anything.
I think he knows that. I mean,
He might.
Cataclysm are really popular, so.
Well, I mean, it kind of sucks that people send in their shit to get reviewed, and then J-Dog like doesn't even review it. He'll like start talking about something else.
They pay him for that, though. Right?
Yeah, well, we've done that, and we're like, okay, never again. Fuck this.
Yeah, see, that's why I thought that was you guys that mentioned SA, because I remember hearing something about that on one of your shows.
They paid to get a review, but all they got was disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's how. I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't know what else he's doing these days. If he's still, is he still even uploading? I haven't seen it in a long time.
Dude, J-Dog? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, every single fucking day at 6 a.m.
That's fucked
Every
up.
single day.
I'm a
Every
fuck-
single day.
I'm a
Because
go-getter.
he's making money off of it, right? And it's just drawing more and more attention to the label. So it's just a business move, really.
He's all, none of you boys would understand.
None of you fucking goyim understand the hustle. All right.
I think he's even said something to that effect in one of his videos.
Wouldn't put it past him.
No, he does talk shit about. Well, he's just like, you're not a go-getter.
Yeah, it's all about being a go-getter, rah, rah.
I just thought that's what everyone did. Posted every day. But yeah, what we think of this album as a whole? Get some final thoughts on it.
It's a janky classic.
I wouldn't say it's jank.
It's actually not as janky as I initially thought.
Yeah, take that back.
I take it back. And don't tell me what to do, Paul. You fucking goy.
He backtracked really quick there. That took all of like 7 seconds.
Well, Paul's the boss. He's the one that runs the podcast. If anybody doesn't know that.
Yeah, Lola.
I thought it was you.
No, everybody thinks that it's Paul.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's the brains behind the operation.
I'm behind
I'm
the
just
curtain.
the guy that doesn't shut up.
Yeah, behind the
Yeah,
curtain.
see, that's why I thought it was you.
Yep, that's what everybody says.
No, fucking never would have thought this would come after what is the first album. Although now that as I'm reading that the first album is a mix of tracks taken from 2 different sources, makes sense why it sounds so janky, and why it doesn't sound consistent either. Because
Take it back.
those 2 demos are a couple. No, not for the first album. Those 2
I like
demos are
Fred
a couple
telling me
years
no.
apart. No, I'm always right. So in that sense, this is actually really their first album. If the first album is just a couple of demos mashed together, this is really their first album. So that's what I learned today. No, it's great. I love how weird of a mix it is of again, like Deicide. You got the grind sections. You have more bestial war coven approach. It's a unique album in that sense.
Bestial
I can't think of many
crossover.
albums that, yeah, I can't think of many albums that kind of mash all that together to give this kind of result. And it's got a devil in a yellow Sunday dress on it. So what's not to like?
Damn.
Paul, go.
Nope. Yeah,
Go.
with
Go.
this album, we kind of found out that it's sectioned off with all the sort of like different sides of this band and what they're able to pull off. Like we listened to a mid-pace song, and then we had like the 3 or 4 second grind kind of noise track, and then we had a more brutal blasting chuggy New York sounding death metal track. And yeah, it's not as chaotic as I first listened to, because I listened to it as like a full album stream, and it seemed like everything was kind of blending in together, but they're kind of mashing things together that you wouldn't think would work as like a whole idea in an album, but it all sounds like it's coming from the same, minds creating song to song. So it's all great. And what still stand out to me is the drums, not only like the weird recording and production side of it, but just also the performance and the playing, like, to go from these like weird kind of arch go blast beats into just creative hi-hat stuff and the phasered drum solos. It's all just very, it seems almost like drum led in there too. And of course with I think it's Satanic Killing, like I mentioned before, where it has like the electronic drum double kick like solo. It's kind of strange, and then they go into a very very primitive like breakdown, kind of even just proto slam or something, which was really great. And vocals are also very really stand out here too. And yeah, I think it's very maximalist. Like they threw in everything that they could from song to song, and then also took their time with the post and adding all these effects and layers with the guitars and vocals and the solos too. So it's just a really great unique listen. And yeah, I haven't heard anyone talk about this besides you three now. So
Besides the Goyim.
yeah, I'm glad we got
Good
to
voice
talk
talk.
about this. Yeah.
Would you say this album set its phasers to stunning?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob, would you get any final thoughts about this? And, any parting words, anything to look forward to with your various projects?
Yeah, so this album is just like a collage of bestiality sorts of shit. It's a really unique sounding record, which is why I brought it to your attention. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, you guys pretty much said it all. The music speaks for itself. So, parting words: be on the lookout for Seos 333, which is going to be the next Hammer EP that we do on Iron Bonehead. And I don't know, probably the next few months it's gonna drop. So yeah, there's that, and then the album Chaos Void at some point it's gonna come out. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Cool, and then they can kind of follow along just through the labels, or do you guys have like a Facebook or Bandcamp
Yeah.
or something?
Well, the Bandcamp got fucking taken down a long time ago, and I'm not gonna go back and do a new one unless I have to for some reason.
Yeah.
Because Bandcamp are a bunch of fucking cocksuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
yeah, we have a Facebook. You can follow us on there, and yeah, just follow the labels and the Facebook page. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, cool, man. It was great having you on, and you're welcome any other time you want.
Awesome, man. Same. Yeah, I actually enjoyed this. This was good.
Last words regarding Malicious Onslaught. You see what happens when thrashers try?
Yeah.
Put down
That
the
sounds
beer.
like what Paul would say.
Yeah, put down the beer, pick up the instruments.
Put down the pizza.